Hello, my name's Lair, and welcome back for another episode of Curtain of Steel and Supreme Royal Ultimate. In previous episode, we managed to do a massive landing in Brittany, of course. We're not necessarily fully done here yet. We actually got some escorts over here that could now be pushed forward to start going around, especially if we can start bringing them over here to start destroying the enemy garrisons there. That'd be nice, because getting another port, especially on this side of the area, would be very useful. We've got some submarines over here, which we could probably push further. I'm not entirely sure where exactly we're going to push them, but maybe we'll just place them in here. Right, so the attack on the port itself is not going all that strong yet, but mostly because we just don't have the supplies here. We've got a lot of troops in here that we've landed. I'm actually going to slow down to slow speed, because we need to do a lot of micromanagement on these troops right now. Is that one going to be repaired? It should be. It hopefully is. And did we get a little... Okay, so that's most of the troops already spread out from there. Oh, we got some more AA in here. That's a total of 6 of them. It's going to bring them to the central front, and that's going to start getting rid of a lot of the enemy ships. Not ships, the planes. And that's going to give us a bit more room to breathe. Especially start to repair things in here, which is going to be very crucial. Let's just go ahead and go around, well, through the middle here, hopefully. Start destroying more and more of the artillery. That one needs to go get some repairs. If we get some more tanks in here, we did. Let's bring them closer, and hopefully... Well, there's a little bit of infantry in there. Not too much, I hope, but remains to be seen. We got some more infantry over here, which could be brought into the... Especially into the forest in here, actually. Bring them there. That one needs to pull back as soon as possible. It's gonna get destroyed by the planes, though. Unless we get really lucky, which I'm not entirely sure that we will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Bring in some more AA on the middle here. And there we go, we got the long-range anti-aircraft units now. It's only 7 of them. But they have a good enough range that if we just bring them over there or something, they will be able to keep most of the area clear. Let's send in some more tanks around. Is that a port? No, it's just a lot of artillery in there. Let's just entrench in the forest right now. We need to sort of break through there. We got some infantry in here. That one... Ooh, lost a lot of troops in here. And that one's already heading to get some repairs. We got some combat engineers there. We do have a lot of infantry in this area. Let's just bring more of them towards the front. And more of these can be sent towards the front as well. Entrench over there. At least the AA units are now arriving to the front line. That's going to help keep some of the area clear. Oh dear, we're taking so much casualties in here. These are still out of supplies, for the most part. We could maybe send them in there. Let's go ahead and say a few units from here as well, just to protect the landing area there. Got even more AA units here. Let's just bring them forward. The quicker we can shoot down the planes, the better it's going to be for us. And that one to be repaired. Have we actually managed to get... Oh yes, there we go. We started destroying the enemy artillery in here with rather rapid speed, so that's going to give us a bit more breathing room. As soon as we can push them beyond sort of this area, they won't be able to bombard anything in there. Did we get the artillery group? It didn't actually get to where I was... Oh, this is probably a second group, actually. Right, let's just park it into the city. If we can start bombarding that stack, that'd be nice. And let's just go ahead and send more of these to be repaired. So how much have we lost already? 66 units, so that is indeed another 4 units that we lost. Nothing massive yet. Of course, now that we captured that area, it's time to start sending in more reinforcements in. I believe I didn't actually send these this time. I sent them in before the restart or reload. But let's just go ahead and send these to be transported into Brest, and then we've got another massive stack of units here in Algeria that can be transported over. Let's just select the land unit so they can actually do the sea transport, and then just send them over there somewhere. It's up to the units to decide which route they take. So is that... There is some Bren carriers in there still, and we are taking massive casualties in here. We lost yet another infantry. And these are the better Pesnas, by the way. So that is a bit unfortunate, losing all of that, but at the same time, there's not much I can do about it. Just need to do what I can to hold on to the territories. And actually, I suppose one thing that I could start doing, it's going to take a while, but the air defense, I can start building one in Brest, another one over here. So that's going to provide a little bit of air coverage in here. If this turns into a trench warfare in here, which it might, We still don't have any supplies there. So how is the supply spreading? Very slightly. So we are still very much under threat here. But one can certainly hope that we can push forward. These need to go get some repairs. And then we're going to send in some more troops to get on the road there. Actually, let's go ahead and take the tanks from here. And push onto the road there, as well as 3 of the tanks from here. Now that's going to be hopefully enough to push the enemy artillery back again. I mean, there's a lot of infantry in here, so it's not going to be quite as easy as one might hope. But we can still push them forward, I hope. Or further behind their lines. How much? We got some troops over here that definitely need to go get some repairs. And the infantry over here is slowly pushing into the combat. We are bombarding the garrisons in there, so that's at least giving us a bit of room for breathing. And we got some troops over here that need to be sent forward. We'll just probably start sending them down here to break through this area. Over here we are still in a bit of a pickle. But I think on the north we are in a bit of a pickle. I hope we can still push forward. Let's just get another 7 infantry from here. And go to the sort of coastal flank there. There's a bit of tanks there. And a lot of Bren carriers as well. But if we can start pushing forward in multiple locations, then that's going to be good. And that group is actually only artillery, so if we get someone on that stack, or this province here, we can destroy a lot of the artillery and push them further back. We are taking a lot of casualties from the enemy artillery though, so we'll probably have to send most of this stack already to be repaired. We got luckily at least 1 barracks there. We might build a 2nd barracks over here just in case, and then bring in the combat engineers to sit next to this barracks here, just to get it built slightly faster. It's not going to be a massive boost, but it'll hopefully make a difference. Do we have any more merchant marine here? We do, actually. There's some tanks there to unload into the port. I've got another few over here that is also tanks to unload over there. Do we have any more? Or is that everything? I think that is everyone. These have been unloaded. That is moving. These are unloaded. Those are unloaded. Okay. So I guess we've got everything. Some of the ships need to be repaired, including that one. And let's just go ahead and push along here. So maybe we can start bombarding the enemies on that side. We haven't gotten the supplies on this end yet at all. So that is kind of making quite a bit of difference on the pushing that we can do on the northern flank. But we've got artillery in position here, so that is going to start doing some bombardment, probably on the port itself actually. And then on the stack over there, hopefully soon after. There's still a lot of enemy planes in here, but I suppose what we can do is we can take some more of the anti-aircraft guns, push them forward, so that we can shoot down some more of the planes running through here. That is a lot of troops over here that are very damaged. Let's just start sending them back towards the repair lines. And we didn't actually send the... I thought I sent the guidelines in here, but I suppose they didn't reach. Is there more? There's a little bit AA guns over here. We can probably push those forward. And let's take some of these guidelines to the middle point there. They might have to go around a little bit just to be able to reach there. Are these repairing? We should probably send them to be repaired for sure. Still not a lot of naval areas in our control in here. But we are hopefully doing our best. And again, we're going on slow speed because there's just so much micro that needs to happen if we want to not lose all the troops. So the artillery in there, the AI, oh no AI, AA in there, more AA in here. Are these moving forward? They are. These could be pushed into there actually. And these can be pushed over to the other one here. We've got some more infantry over here that we could move forward. Those are a bit damaged. We've got some more infantry over here that is already pushing there. Let's move in the submarines further. So if and when they are sending in... Oh, yeah, that's another escort. So are we actually holding on here? There's a massive traffic through here. But hey, we got the AA units now here. So the bombardments that the enemy is doing is certainly going down. Now, how much down? I'm not entirely sure yet. But no doubt it is improving. Did you not start repairing there? I thought you did. Okay, there we go. Now you did. Okay, looks like the city over there is slowly falling. Now the question is, can we actually push forward into there? Is the next point. I mean, we might be able to, especially now that the supplies are slowly spreading into the areas for us. Not everywhere, but at least in some of the crucial locations. There's a fair bit of infantry in here, some tanks. Well, like infantry recon and tanks in there guarding the artillery. So we won't be able to destroy the artillery directly, but we might be able to start bringing some of our own artillery forward. Plus we got a lot of infantry in here, and these tanks could probably push forward. They are a little bit low on supplies, admittedly. So we could actually pull them back a little bit, send more infantry over there in the meanwhile. Okay, that escort did deal some damage. I suppose we can park the heavy ships over there. Right, we haven't actually lost any more units in a few days at least. So we are kind of doing a good job in keeping things clear. Let's go ahead and move the engineers further to the side there, so less in the way of anything else. And now the guidelines could probably be pushed in there. Oh, we got more than one set of guidelines. Alright. These are trying to get in there. The specimens are moving forward. We got more specimens over here. The question is, do we go through the middle? Go to the south? I mean, the south is a little bit weakened already, so we might want to send more troops there. Now we just need to break through the tank defending the, or the TL1 rover, and there we go. That artillery stack is going to get destroyed very rapidly. Also, I suppose I could do is I could start sending some troops into the city itself, including that infantry from there, and then these troops that are in good condition here, which isn't all that many, and start pushing forward as well as soon as that stack is destroyed. Which hopefully will happen soon. We got the artillery bombarding them at least, so that's for sure. Going to be helping. Oh, they did manage to get someone in here. No, that's actually our tank. Let's go ahead and send these. Where are you going? Alright, you are heading to the port there, but you're going on the outside. Alright. Oh, we were pushed away from there. Are we still... Okay, yeah, that is a lot of artillery pieces being destroyed there. That one needs to pull back. The infantry... Okay, actually, let's go ahead and take these two to be sent to be repaired already. We can say maybe some of these forward. These are out of supply still. They won't be able to help all that much. Is there... There's no defenders in his there, though, so that is actually going to be making a massive difference in this combat, I reckon. And the infantry is slowly arriving in place. There's a little bit infantry over there. I'm going to send the tank on the road. These are already fighting in there. This one needs to pull back. Send that to be repaired. And then let's go ahead and figure out a location for the artillery to be put in. Also, still haven't gotten the supply lines over here properly to start building the trenches. But I think what we'll do is we'll push them around here, start building some trenches to have at least some sort of defensive line. And then sort of recuperate, wait for the reinforcement, and then we'll start pushing further. And what we'll probably do is we'll get to this area, because that has a lot of production facilities in there. And it's a river, so it should be somewhat easy to defend. And then we'll push along, or on the north side of the river for the most part, to get to Tours, and then push towards Paris. So we won't have a massive area, but if we can get to Paris, and then maybe start pushing all the way towards the Belgian border, and we can start sort of clearing out the entry points where the enemies, or the allies of the enemies, can bring in troops. So go along the, or towards the German border and all that, and then into the Swiss border, Italian border. At the same time, we'll probably start to like set up the defensive line along this river here, which actually I'm not entirely sure what that river is. I don't remember anyway. And then like all the way to Marseille, and then after that we can start pushing the southern areas. At some point they might even surrender before that, which would be useful, but not guaranteed. Let's go ahead and send more of these units to be repaired. I think I've already given some of them orders to go get some repairs, but they've not gotten that far yet. We should have... Oh yeah, we've got some more tanks over here, as well as some more infantry. Let's bring them in. Okay, so they did manage to... Oh no, that's... Well, there's one tank in there. So the bombardment is doing a lot of damage on them. We are... Okay, yeah. Maybe approaching the base. That's understandable. Are we actually making damage on there? We are. Dealing some damage. Not massive amounts, mind you, but we are. Is that stack mostly artillery? It is. Is that mostly artillery? Yep. Okay, so technically speaking, Well, these are still fighting over there, so we can't push forward further quite yet. Got some troops pushing through there, and these could maybe start heading down south to help with the attack there. As soon as we capture the port in here, we can start bringing reinforcements directly there, which is going to save us a lot of time and effort. Sailing all the way here, and it's hopefully going to be a little bit safer as well later on. Oh dear. Do we have more troops that could push in there? Actually, I think most of this stack is already pushing in to there. Well, actually, some of them were going in here. But we need to start pulling some of these back. We've got so many troops going to be repaired there, or going for repairs right now. Let's go ahead and move in some of the artillery in here to be within reach of at least that stack. So that's 3 artillery pieces. Get another 3 from here. And then we'll probably park one of the AA guns there. Okay, so are we... Oh, we've had some trades with Denmark and Iran, alright. We're losing a little bit cash right now, but it's understandable. We're spending a lot of money on the fighting. Well, I suppose not directly, but indirectly. A lot of it into the fighting. Okay, there's a lot of planes coming in, but we are dealing a decent bit of damage to them. And it's that stack that is still mostly artillery, so that should be going down fairly quickly. As long as we can have supplies in here, which honestly is not guaranteed yet. We need to get more troops onto the road to push further. And we might want to send... That's an escort, a double escort in fact. The Zulu should be firing in there. I suppose they might not have the vision. Let's send the Zulus forward, sink those 2. There we go, that's a double sinking. We're going to send this one to be repaired. And we've got some escorts over here that can maybe help clearing out some of that. We lost a unit somewhere. Ah, it's in here. One of the infantry that managed to actually push into the city. Let's get some more troops in there, and then this entire stack can start pushing forward, although that one needs to go get some repairs. There's technically still some enemies in here. Well, actually, no, that was just the planes. So we managed to push forward, and there's a little bit infantry guarding that. Well, actually, there's quite a bit of infantry and other things. Oh, that is an airfield. Okay. Well, if we take that airfield, that's going to push the enemy further back. So that can actually be quite useful. Still no supplies over here. Well, there's actually supplies in here now, so that means that some of these troops will actually be resupplied. Not very quickly, mind you, but they will be resupplied. Right, I'm wondering if I should move this artillery one step closer, because right now I don't think they have the range to bombard the enemy, but if we move them forward, we can start bombarding, especially that stack. Although that's mostly AA guns, but like that is where a lot of the troops coming in here, trying to get through our lines here. Let's go ahead and grab some more of these. Push forward, this one needs to go get some repairs. And the artillery that we have on the southern flank here could be pushed forward, although I suppose there's still so much enemy planes in here that is going to be a problem. We're going to bring our AA guns a little bit closer to start shooting more of the planes down. So how's the losses right now? We lost 68, so that's still, like, we maybe lost, well, we lost less than 20 units during this combat. Or during this landing and all that. So it's not too bad. We destroyed 5,445. Got the artillery now. Let's actually give the artillery orders to start bombarding that place right there. Hopefully we'll be able to deal some damage. Are we sending the troops away? We are. Is the infantry actually going to get away, though, is the question. I don't think it is. These are still poorly supplied. I suppose what we could do is we could just take this stack of infantry and push forward. Entrench right there. There's going to be a lot of enemies, but we might be able to push them back fairly soon. Got the AA gun there protecting a little bit. And I suppose we can take all this infantry in here to start going around. Go ahead and send the escort through here to guard more of the area. Did we not actually shoot that one down? No, we didn't. Let's go ahead and get the guidelines. Or the northern guidelines over here on the road. And then these two could, well, at least these two can start pushing forward. And then, what do we have here? We've got at least a tank that has been repaired. I think we might want to send it down there. This one needs to go get some repairs. And probably a lot of these troops need to go get some repairs. But then we can start bringing some of these units into the port. Entrench in there. Take these and entrench. No, step back. Okay, so there's an infantry and some artillery there, supply trucks. There's a lot of stuff there. Can we... Most of these are low on supplies, so I don't know how much we can actually push right now. We can try pushing a little bit, but it's going to be limited effectiveness, I reckon. That one needs to pull back. And these two need to go get some repairs. That one needs to go get some repairs. And these three can probably start pushing forward. Because the garrison's over here. If we can destroy the garrison to take that city, then that's going to give the port a little bit more defensiveness. And that's going to be another airfield that we can utilize later on. Not immediately, but later on. Oh, and that actually reminds me. Over here we got the naval production. What I'm going to start doing over here is just... Ooh, actually the Novembers. It's 200 days to build one, so that's a bit of long distance, or long time to make one. It takes a lot of uranium as well. How much uranium do we have stockpiled? Not enough. Let's start making some Zulus. Zulus are great in the fact that they got the longer range, so that just gives your submarines a lot more time to shoot the enemies. They don't do quite as much damage as the other ones, but they still deal a decent bit. Right, so these don't actually have range on anything, do they? We've got the AA guns over here, but we can't do too much, I'm afraid. Although once we clear out that area... Oh, can you get out of the way? You're dead. Okay, good. Send all of those to be repaired. We did lose another infantry over here in the city, though. I suppose we don't have that great defensive position there overall. So that kind of hinders us. Can we... Oh, there we go. We're pushing the motorized engineer out, and now we can destroy the artillery there that has been bombarding us for a while. We'll send that one to be repaired, and the artillery is bombarding that stack still. We could maybe send some more infantry into there. These can be sent for repairs, so that we can sort of destroy that stack, but also start dealing some more damage over here, which is not very well defended at this stage. At least not anymore. Let's go ahead and send some more troops through here to start breaking through yet another gap on the front, or forcing another gap into the front, rather. And that way we can hopefully clear out a lot of the artillery pieces, and if we can get to this area, that is going to be another narrows sort of in here, so that we can defend that somewhat easily and start sort of setting up the defensive line until the reinforcements arrive. So how far have the transports gotten? The first set of transports are going through... Oh, these are heading back to... Okay. But yeah, I'm going through Gibraltar, and the second one is slowly going around the... Is that West Sahara? Spanish Sahara, yeah. Oh, we're using the port over there. Okay, that makes sense. It is the closer one. So it's a little bit less time, because they can drive fairly quickly into the next port along the road there. That is a lot of AA guns here, which are not going to be all that useful against me, because I have basically no air units in here. At least not yet. Okay, have we managed to break through that? Oh, there's still a lot of troops there. That one needs to pull back. We can bring in a bit more infantry in here, as well as these four. We could maybe bring in some artillery over there, start bombarding that region, and we have managed to push the enemy away from here. That is a massive stack of artillery in there. Let's go ahead and push along the road. If we can sort of break through that stack. I mean, there's going to be so much troops here. How much have we... So we lost another unit, but we destroyed another... 39 units since the last time we checked. So we are doing fairly well in the casualties section in here. Overall, I mean, could still be better, but... At least we are pushing forward. And have we managed to get the supplies in here now slowly? Of course, like we did the landing on like 15th of April or something like that, so we've only been fighting for a few days. So it's kind of understandable that it's going to take some more time. And there is a lot of troops in Lorient in here, so I don't think we'll be able to push through there immediately, but what we can hopefully do is let's get this in here and start sinking that escort if possible. Or use the capital ship to sink the escort. This one needs to go get some repairs in here. We got some more escorts over here that we could hopefully send out. Especially to the northern flank, that is going to be important. If we could get the sea all the way over here. I suppose, of course, we still don't have the naval supplies in here is the problem. Do we have over here? We've got a little bit in there. That needs to go get some repairs. Right, but like the... Once we get the... supplies going in the sea zones, we can maybe get all the way around here And then the enemies, if they want to get through here other than the French, they need to go through this area. That gives a lot more room to sort of defend. Right, can we actually push through there? There is a lot of motorcycle recons in there now, but the infantry should be able to deal with the motorcycles quite quickly. Plus we got some bombardment going in there. Are you not... Well, we lost the escort, and you're not firing into the escort in here. Alright, this is bad. We need to sink that. There we go. Now we're going to retreat back to our own territory. We lost another infantry over here. Okay, yeah, we need to pull back more of these troops. That one is already heading to be repaired. We've got another AA gun over here, which I suppose we could push forward. There's still a lot of planes moving about here, but the numbers have started going down for sure. Let's go ahead and bring in some more artillery onto the road, so that we can bombard that a bit further. Let's go ahead and send some more tanks on the road as well, just to make sure that we can hold on to the road, even if we don't necessarily get into the city quite yet. And push those forward. These two can push to the side there. Is that... That is not a city yet. So that's just going to be a lot of troops in there that will get bombarded and destroyed. We can push some more infantry through here. Oh, those are already on their way. Let's push some infantry over here then. And then maybe these can be sent for repairs real quick, and we'll bring in the artillery group forward. Taking a little bit damage with the artillery group, but we're no longer... Oh, we have... Did we bombard our own troops there? Possibly. Oh, right, we lost another destroyer. So the ships aren't doing all that great for us. Everything else is mostly okay, but the ships are having a lot of problems. But we are pushing the enemy back over there, then we can hopefully get through here into the middle, and then push the enemies out of here. I mean, is that... That is not a town. The only town is the one that we're already fighting. That one needs to pull back. We are hopefully getting... Well, actually, I don't know if we are getting more troops in here right now. We've got a tank over there. You can push in. These tanks can push in.
We need reinforcements.
What is the research? Applied programming. Oh, let's have a look. That did actually unlock some things. Planar error radars. That... Oh, that's the mobile radar thing. And the radar station. So that's the better one that I was looking for, like, I don't know, 30 episodes ago? Something like that. No, it wasn't that long. When we conquered Corsica. Yeah, that's certainly something that we will start researching. Auto detection, so high energy colliders. Yeah, we can probably get that underway. And then in SIAS, the CT scan imaging. Healthcare cost goes up a lot, but also the rating goes up. It's a bit of a dead-end research, but I suppose we might as well do that. Increasing the healthcare is not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, so the artillery has arrived here to start bombarding, hopefully. We can maybe move these into the middle. Move some of these closer. How is the barracks coming along? It's 17 days still. I suppose the supplies are still so slow or low in there that it's slowing us down. We can bring in some more submarines over here, hopefully. And we're dealing a decent bit of damage over there. Is that is a village. Which is probably going to have how much of a garrison? 4. I don't think we can deal with that quite yet. We can pull some of these back. I suppose these could be pushing into the center. And we can start pushing a lot of the enemies back, especially on the flank here, so that we can start focusing on the city itself with the rest of the troops. Send these to be repaired. And we've got a few of tanks over here which can push forward. I don't suppose we got any... Yeah, we have no more troops to land in here, so what I'm probably going to do is actually just send these back into Algeria or something. Far away that they won't be fired upon immediately. Also take this transport group. Send them over there. We've still got some troops over here that are heading out, so there's going to be a sort of delayed reinforcements coming in for sure. Oh, and then we got some submarines over here blockading the English Channel from the east side, which is hopefully going to be sufficient to keep any... Well, I mean, I suppose there's only going to be the French stuff and whatever is going to French territories that will get hit by those. Right, so the tanks should be heading south. We've got some infantry still defending this area, which is probably fine, actually. We could maybe take some of these, pull them forward. Oh, there we go, we sank something. Right, so the infantry pushing forward. Are these actually... Not all of the groups are pushing forward, but I suppose we could just start pushing in now with the infantry. Have we got on the supplies in here yet? No, not really. But the supplies are still spreading a bit too slow for my taste, but not much I can do about it. We can push into artillery a little bit further. So from here we should be able to bombard the city on the coast there, and yeah, that's gonna be... Actually, if we can take this line over here, or maybe even this line, or some sort of line over here, and set other defenses there, that's gonna give us a pretty decent amount of area, although if we can just keep on pushing the enemy forward, slowly but surely, I mean, we will have a bit of attrition ourselves here, taking a lot of damage, but the enemies are going to take in a lot of damage as well. They got decent bit of troops on here, though. Are we bombarding it? I think we are. Which means that, yeah, we are bombarding it. So that's a lot of the artillery taking massive casualties, because they are not very resilient for the artillery strikes. Or towards the artillery strikes, so that is... Okay, yeah, we're breaking through there, or keeping the flank secure. That one needs to pull back. Okay, taking quite a bit of damage in here. I'm just going to pull that one back already. That one was pulling back quite a bit. I'm just going to send that to be repaired. We've got a couple of tanks over here which are probably resupplied by now, so let's send them to the middle actually. And then... yeah, that one's already retreated a little bit. Hopefully we're dealing enough damage to push the enemy back. These need to pull back first before they can go to get some repairs. Right, so far so good. Let's go ahead and move in the guidelines a little bit forward as well. We've got some AA guns over here as well, which I suppose we could start moving forward. And these are the sort of not quite as long range as the guidelines, but a little bit longer than the shellcats. So presumably that will help us break through. There's the garrisons in there. Not much. I mean, I suppose garrisons and a ton of artillery in here actually. Well, that's a lot of AA guns actually. There is some artillery in the mix there, but most of it is not artillery. Send that to be repaired. Do we have any more troops here? We've got some infantry moving eastwards. These all probably need to go get some repairs. And the combat over here, we are dealing a lot of damage on this. That one needs to pull back. And that one needs to go get some repairs. The less units that we lose in the combat here, the better it is going to be for us, of course. And we are still destroying the enemy units with a fairly steady speed. We've lost another 2 units, and we've killed, oh my, a lot more. That one is retreating already. I hope it's going to get out of the way. There we go. I'm going to give you order to go get some repairs. That one is already heading there. How's the combat going in here? I think the frontline troops over here are running low. And once we kill that one remaining engineer there, then we can start pushing forward quite a bit. Well, let's actually park our engineers over here into the Quimper itself, so we can get the barracks and the air defense done slightly faster, and that's going to allow us to sort of defend our front line here from the enemy airstrikes a bit more. There is still a steady flow of enemy planes coming in, but the numbers have certainly gone down for them. Not necessarily enough, but they've certainly gone down. Well, I say that they've gone down, but there's like half a dozen planes constantly going to, or flying towards the border there. Do we have supplies in here? We do, actually. Okay, so these can keep fighting. Not necessarily full speed, but they can keep fighting at least. And that was already heading back to get some repairs. This could be maybe pushed back into the front line. Oh, there we go. The front line has fallen. So time to give orders to get into the city as soon as possible. We got some more frontline troops there, but like we managed to destroy several units there in rapid succession. We did lose another infantry over here in the front, or northern front. We might have to pull back from that. It's that the garrisons are going to be too strong for us right now until we get some proper amount of supplies in here, which we don't yet. Although we're starting to get them forward, so the supplies are slowly catching up because the combat speed has been rather slow as of late. Oh, we are also researching the T-72M, which is going to be a new tank for us to make, and it's okay, it's not quite as heavy as the T-10M, or was it the heavy? The ones that we've been using over here, at least. I don't remember the stats of those, though. Let's see, so that's 30, 27, 35, 12. And if we have a look at the tanks that we can make, so it's a less fortification attack, more soft attack, more hard attack, and I don't remember the close attack value, but it's probably better. No, the close attack value is actually smaller. So it's not going to be necessarily fighting for the cities, but it can be a good tank for fighting the enemies on the open. We might have to pull these back a little bit. Well, we'll see how it goes. This one can still hold on here for small time, or a small bit of time. Are we... Oh, there we go. We did manage to break the frontline troops again. Slowly but surely, we are breaking through. Some infantry going in there. This artillery, we could probably gather up the artillery that we have scattered in here. Most of it isn't the latest tech knowledge, so to speak, but they will be able to deal some damage for sure. We've got our artillery over here, at least helping against the enemy counterattacks. Actually, do we have any... We'll bring these back a little bit. I'll send in 3 infantry there instead, just to make sure that they won't be able to destroy the AA guns here quite as easily. There is a massive amount of artillery trying to push in. My goodness, that is going to be deadly. Unless we can stop them. Now, are we at least breaking through here? They got another recon in there, so that's going to be the front liner. And whose is that? That's Italian. Alright. We could potentially start pushing further. That's our submarines in here. Let's just bring them over there. Sort of provide some guard for the capital ship there, and this one is hopefully resupplying. That one could go and maybe help on that side. We've gotten control of most of this now, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's repair you. We've got some of these... Oh, right, there's a lot of submarines that have returned here. Just recuperating. We've got some of the Zulus. Oh, right, that's heading back as well. Okay, so the front... northern attack is having some problems. Our reinforcements are not going to be arriving for another week or so. So we need to hold on with what we can. So now might be the perfect time to start building the trenches. At least in some parts of here. Although if we... Well, we're building on the front lines, so those are going to get destroyed. And the DSUs need to pull back. We need to get some troops in that front line though. As soon as possible. But there isn't that much frontline troops in there. Doesn't matter of... Oh, and first one of those... Oh no, what was that? Oh, the counteraction... Yeah, okay, so this one was destroyed. Too much combat going on in there. Okay, yeah, we won't be able to hold on to those, or build those yet. So we need to sort of build those as soon as we manage to push the enemy back again. Which is hopefully going to happen soon. Albeit there's no guarantee of it. Let's entrench you onto the road, and we'll have to send these two to be repaired. Do we have any... We've got some tanks over here. We can send them towards the road. Help guarding that flank. That one needs to pull back. Get some repairs there, and... Oh, we almost got into town. So that's going to free up a little bit of troops. Hopefully. And we are shooting down a lot of the planes. Oh, there we go. That's the last of the trenches that we were trying to build. Destroyed. Most of those are in a bad shape. Some of these are in a bad shape as well, so I'm just going to send those to be repaired. Luckily, we do have some replacement AA guns in here, so I'm not overly worried, but I'm a little bit concerned. That one needs to go get some repairs, so there's a lot of repairing going, and I just had a look at the timer, and we are way over time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also got the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.